Hi everyone, welcome to my Chapter 11 Content Mastery, and today I'll be going over, first of all, discussing the two types of products from the text and including information regarding the differences between the goods and services, and then also the differences in approach to marketing each of these. And then I'll also discuss the concept of a brand. So what is a brand? What makes up a brand, what's the function of a brand, and why the brand is so critical for marketers. So, first off, the types of products are either goods or services. And so, goods are tangible items that you can see, you can touch, you can own. And an example would be a smartphone or clothes or cars that you drive. And then services are intangible, and they could be like activities or benefits that a company provides to you. And an example for that would be like haircuts, mm, banking, streaming online services. And the difference between these goods and services start with, like I mentioned, the tangibility, how goods are tangible and then services are intangible. And then consistency, goods are often standardized and services can kind of vary depending on who's providing them. So you don't really know exactly what you're getting if you think of a service, but goods are more, you can kind of visualize a little better exactly what you're buying, using your money for. And ownership, also a difference. When you buy a good, you actually own it. You don't have to return it. And then with a service, you pay for an experience, but you're not taking ownership in that item or service, like that service. And then evaluation before the purchase is also different because consumers can evaluate goods before buying it. Most of the time, they can, look at it, feel it, they need to smell it. Um, yeah, but services, they're a little harder to evaluate until they're actually delivered, until you actually buy them. And differences in marketing approach are that by marketing goods, you are more focused on the features of the product, the quality, like packaging, um, the branding that it has on it, like the physical benefits, I'd say, and those are the kind of things you would see advertised to boost themselves above competitors. Their features, their packaging, branding, those sorts of things. Marketing services, though, you are more building around trust and emphasizing how this thing is going to be a great experience for you. And unlike um, the goods, the quality, you're marketing the quality of the item and services. You're going to market the quality of the service and relationships you have with the customers. You want to build a loyalty and a connection you have with customers so they keep coming back. And with services, it highlights reliability, customer service, and expertise that the provider has to try to persuade the customers to veer themselves toward your company as opposed to others. And then the second discussion, when we talk about a brand, I'll start with what is a brand? So, a brand is the identifier that distincts one seller's product from another seller's product. So, like their name, term, design, symbol, any feature can help to distinguish a brand. And yeah, it's not just a logo or a product specifically, it's kind of the perception that consumers have of your company and what your company delivers to them. And kind of what makes up a brand is brand name, uh, like Nike, um, logo or symbol. It's like the visual that you see. Nike has a swoosh as their logo. Brand personality, so like the traits, the values associated with the brand image, how consumers perceive the brand, and then kind of the brand loyalty, and those last three kind of go together. But main ones: brand name, the logo, the brand personality, with the perception and loyalty. And then function of a brand is, first of all, differentiation. Like I talked about, it helps the product stand out amongst its competitors, especially if you're in a crowded market, you'll need differentiation. Um, Also, customer recognition. Customer recognition. It brand makes it easier for customers to identify and choose your product because they recognize the brand that you've built around this product. It also builds loyalty and trust. Customers oftentimes like to stick with brands that they recognize and trust. They're not always going to go out on a limb and try something new if they haven't proved themselves, the brand hasn't proved themselves to the customer yet. And it also adds value. Strong brands can bring in a more premium pricing and increase their profit because they have built that loyalty and trust, and they're well known as a quality company. So they can boost their prices because they know that they're they've earned it essentially. And lastly, I'm going to talk about why brands are critical for marketers. And this is simply because brands, they create a competitive advantage for marketers. Um, they make communication for marketing simplifier or simpler because consumers already associate that brand with um, the expectations. They can look at a brand and go, I know this product is going to be made with quality materials, or I know this product, this service is going to be very eco-friendly and very affordable. It just makes it a lot simpler on marketers to communicate and advertise their item because they built this brand. And lastly, it also allows marketers to charge more, like I said, and attract loyal customers And also, if they want to expand into new markets more easily because they made a name for themselves and they are posed as a top tier brand, if they are posed as a top tier brand, then they can, move into different market segments. And that concludes everything needed to be talked about today, and thank you for watching.